Hopefully this is working. Streaming the audio. It says that there's audio. I checked the last stream I just did. There was no music in the background, which is not what I wanted. But we'll call it a win anyway. Hopefully this fixes it. Apparently I had this setting set on ultra low latency and my computer couldn't handle it. I don't know why. Stupid computer. But yeah, we're back now. We're restarting. Hopefully this works. I'll assume it is. Yep, perfectly. Why did the stream stop? Apparently my internet sucks and I picked the ultra low latency setting. Apparently the YouTube and internet can't handle that combination. Don't know why. I wanted ultra low latency so I can speak to you guys in real time so you can hear me. As I said in the last video, let's pretend that didn't happen. It wasn't real. You guys imagined it. In this video, what we're doing is adding some brown in on the skin tone area because we're working on the skin tone. And so we're adding the brown in to mapping that in. How do you draw this? Well, yeah, thanks for the kind compliment. A lot of practice and no friends is probably a good place to start. Do you have any like specific questions about how to draw like this? Because, yeah, well, at least the internet connection is good currently. Excellent connection is what we want. I've been drawing for quite a long time. I think I started when I was like 8, 9 years old. Like basic small stuff. Me and my sister used to draw and like compete and that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's been quite a long time. Realism though, I started around about 7, 8 years ago. Got 9 people here. I'm peaking. That's nice. That's good. How to have an accurate outline without printing it out. Are you alluding to the video I made where you can print the outline out? You can use a projector or use a light box, or you can do it by hand. But I'm just too lazy to do it that way. Chuck close style. I'm not sure what that means. Like I said, in this video, we're going to put the dark tones in first. That way we've mapped them in. I'm not trying to get it all perfect or smooth. And getting the correct color in doesn't really matter. As long as you're close enough, that's all that really matters. Skin tones are fire. I feel like it's slight exaggeration. But yeah, with skin tones, there's always like a multitude of different colors. And so usually I'll start off with the darkest tones in the skin tone area. Then I'll move up to the medium, then the light. That's sort of how I do it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how long I'll be streaming for. Do you, the artist, do I know the artist Heather? No, I don't know her personally, but I know of her. She's really good. Message retracted. Okay. How long have I been streaming? For 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Perfect. It feels like 30 hours. So yeah, that's all we're doing is getting the dark tones in first. That's really, really important. If I stop talking for a bit, that's because I'm just doing something on the side. I haven't streamed in quite a long time, so I'm definitely not good at it at the moment. But there's no one here to know, so we're all good. Yeah, like I said, mapping in the dark areas first. Do not press too intense on the paper. Once you do that, you absolutely eviscerate the paper's texture. And you want to keep that because you want to keep adding layers. It also depends on the paper you have too, because some paper it can take like 1 or 2 layers, while others can take like 50. So you got to be like really like meticulous about that. Or actually, no, you got to know what you're doing and what you're drawing on. What technique do Heather Rooney use for her drawings? She uses wax-based pencils with the Crayon Archies. I can't articulate that word properly. And she uses Bristol board. And similar to what I do, but it is different. I've used the method I believe she uses, and I've used the pencils she's used on Bristol board, so it's slightly different. Good night, 50 layers. I'm tired already. Yeah, like 50 million layers, I know. It's just, you sit there for ages building up the layers and you slowly grow a beard. It takes ages. It's one of the reasons why I don't do it much anymore, drawing. Because I haven't got the lifespan to do it all the time. Or the budget. You need like an infinite budget just to keep drawing. And it's fun to draw. It is, but you want to try something different every now and then. I think doing abstract painting's been kind of fun. Even though I haven't done it for like 2 years, so I don't know why I brought it up. Do she use burnishing method? I believe so. I'm not 100% sure. She's a massive YouTuber. I'm barely like I don't think she would speak to someone like me. I'm a tiny YouTuber. I'm irrelevant, but I'm pretty sure that's what she does. She builds up the layers softly as well. At least I watched a video ages ago of her, and she built the layers up like really softly, like using a very, very gentle touch. And because they're wax-based pencils, they blend easier than the pencils I'm using, which are Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils, which are oil-based pencils. I've brought this up before. And because they're oil-based, I use Stonehenge paper, which has more texture than the paper Heather Rooney uses. She uses Bristol board, as I brought up before, and you can use wax-based pencils on them. So we do use a little bit different approaches. My approach allows me to achieve like a really nice, high-quality, hyper-realistic drawing because the pencils and paper combination allows it. Whilst hers, drawings are usually quicker, I think, for her because it's easier to blend. Those Crayon pencils, they blend very nicely. Not as good as Prismacolors, but Prismacolors break all the time. They're absolutely annoying. Every time you sharpen one of those pencils, instantly the whole entire pencil's gone. That's how bad they are, because the core of the pencil just keeps breaking. It's just not worth it. Even though I did buy a whole entire box set of them and didn't really use them. Good investment, was it? Not really. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I'm mapping it all in. Using the exact same pencil. This way I don't have to constantly swap pencils forwards and backwards. Doesn't matter if the color isn't accurate. When I looked at the reference, I grabbed one of my pencils that was the closest color to the dark color of the skin tone that I needed. I didn't need to grab the exact color. Because that's what you do when you layer, right? As you layer multiple colors on each other until you reach the desired color. It's rare to have a pencil that matches the exact color that you need in your drawing. So if you looked at your reference and looked at the color that you need, it's very rare to find that color in all your pencils. Unless it's white or black, they usually match white and black because they're white and black. They're quite extreme. Hey, what's up? Hey, Mr. I can't say your name. Farenhi. Look, if I could read, I wouldn't have been a YouTuber. I'm sorry, Mister. Hope you're doing well. Now I'm going in and gently adding a little soft layer, very gently, like a feather. No, barely any pressure. And I'm going in and sort of just putting that undercoat, because the end result's got to be quite dark, I believe. So that pencil there I'm holding is probably like a number 7 in value. Like you got 0 or 1 is white and 10 is black. That pencil is probably like 7 in terms of value. But the area I'm working on right there, its value is roughly, I believe, about an 8 in the reference image. I'm doing well. I'm glad to see you streaming. You would be the first one. Thank you, mister. Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that inspired you to draw. Very glad. But yeah, what you want to do is we want to achieve a value of 8 on the scale, right above the eye where the iris is. The pencil can only achieve 7. But you'll be... This is the problem. When I first started drawing, this is what I did. I would go in and try and use heavy-handedness to get that value quickly, but what that did was it destroyed the texture of the paper. In my particular method on how I draw, that's horrible. That's bad. If I was using wax-based pencils, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But I'm using oil-based, and they don't really blend well. They're absolutely useless when it comes to blending. But they're very good when it comes to detailed work. Dilto. Sally, I'm not sure what that means. Dilto. I'm not that bad at reading, am I? I've never heard... I'll Google it. Hopefully this doesn't get me on a watch list. Okay, I spelt that wrong. This is exactly why I'm a YouTuber. I can't spell. Dilto. It's a Pokemon. Did you just find one in real life, Sally? Okay, yeah, and what else am I doing? Yeah, I'm constantly sharpening my pencil too. The reason for the sharpening is if I have a flat pencil, like it's blunt, and I'm sitting there trying to layer, that flat end pencil won't reach into the crevice of the texture of the paper to create a nice, solid, consistent layer. Oh, she means she agrees with me. Oh, brilliant. Ditto. Oh, ditto. I told you. I did pass kindergarten. I really did pass kindergarten. Don't spread rumors that I didn't, okay? I can read. I can. Now, I do believe very soon I'll be using some other colors. But first I want to make sure I get a nice consistent layer down. And what I could do after I do that nice consistent... Ah, there it is. There it is. Now, using that pencil just by itself as the skin tone, like just using it, this is what I did when I first started, right? I was so stupid. What I did is I used the skin tone pencil predominantly and only as the skin tone pencil. And what I would do is vary the darkness, how much pressure I used. That doesn't work because that doesn't naturally represent how people's skin look. It's very hard to explain. But yeah, what I'm doing is going in and layering it on top of the browns, and I'll sandwich that. So I'll come back again and add brown on top of that. Then I'll sandwich that pencil, the one you see on screen, back on top of that. As a Sigma who was in a possession of a level 1 gun... I'm not sure if you accidentally clicked on the wrong stream. I'm not really sure. I've got to... One sec. I'm going to have to check what you're saying. I'm going to ask... ChatGPT, what does this mean? Please don't take offense that I have to use ChatGPT to find out what you're saying. It's slang. Oh, Sigma male, I knew that. I'm not that, like, I've got 3 brain cells, okay? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, ChatGPT's answer also confused me. That's not good. So anyway, when it comes back to the drawing, I'm going back in with that reddish pencil and sort of mapping it in roughly. We aren't trying to get the exact colors right now. We don't need to do that, okay? This is all relaxed. We're all completely relaxed adding these layers down. We're being very gentle, looking at the reference, getting the rough mapping in of where things need to go. Do you have a video of drawing the eye? It's wonderful. Yeah, you mean incomplete? I've drawn so many eyes. My whole entire channel is just basically eyeballs at this point. I've done digital eyes. I've done multiple... Because I can never get past the actual eyes. So I end up... So, yeah. But do you mean this particular one? Because if you do, I do actually have videos of it. One sec. Need water. Getting dehydrated. And as you can see, I'm sandwiching the colors and the pencil on the screen. 1 second. I just grabbed all my pencils because I want to actually just map this out for a sec. That pencil you see on the screen, the red one, the reddish one, is obviously a Faber-Castell polychromos pencil, but where is the number? Okay, it's 189 cinnamon, 3 stars. That pencil is probably roughly a 6 on the tonal scale, and in the reference, that is too light to achieve the dark skin tone I need to achieve relative to the actual reference itself. We need to achieve, I think it was like I believe like a 6. Maybe this pencil's like a 5. So it's slightly off. So what we'll do is sandwich a dark brown on top of it to achieve the correct tone. But you gotta be... Oh, we're going in there with purple as well. Yeah. Because that dark area underneath the eye, as well as right near the rim of the glasses, that's like a 8.5 in tonal value. So we have quite a long way to go just to get that. What do you call that area underneath the, not the eyeball, but near the glasses? The bags? I'll call it the bags. Yeah, now we're using a dark brown pencil. To really get the crevices in. This is where, because those areas need to actually go darker than where it is right now. I think it's like that area is actually black. Nice. I like chicken. Yep, that's all good. I do too. Looks like the 70s photorealism American art movement. Dang. And so what we're doing is getting, that's a bit of the wrinkles there. Using dark pencils is kind of scary when you're going in on a drawing like this. By using a very gentle pressure, if we do make a mistake, we can use a putty eraser to lift the color pencil off the page. That's very important. If you go in there and start adding those dark areas in by like pushing down, if you make a mistake, how are you going to undo it? Yeah, that's right. You got to go in very gently and sort of start building in the dark areas, but you make sure you keep the texture of the paper intact. Without exception, once you destroy that texture of the paper, you might as well start licking your drawing, because that's all it's good for. Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm not reading out people's names because, like I already pointed out, my skill level in reading is practically 0. Just, yeah. So this is a long process, this is. The mapping in stage. It can be fun because you don't need to be precise when you're working on these kind of map in stages, which is what you're seeing on the screen. You don't need to really like be there and try and get things like with 100% exactitude and needs to look exactly the way it looks in the reference. You just sort of map it in nice and gentle. Would I draw Jesus? As long as I don't burst into flames, I could. Yes, absolutely. I love your artwork so bad. Thank you for the kind compliment. I assume. I assume you mean so bad as so rad, but not like actual bad. I don't speak that language, but I'll Google it. Hopefully, I won't get put on another list. What does this mean? Okay. ChatGPT didn't even bother translating that. You didn't even do it right in English. I didn't even spell English right. Oh, so how long does it take you to draw the whole thing? I haven't actually finished the drawing yet, so it's going to take quite a while. I don't even know if you'll understand me, because if you wrote in a different language, it's highly probable you might not know English. Rest in peace. Yeah, I agree with you. My username is literally written in gibberish. Thank you. Is this pre-recorded? Yeah, most of this part here is. I couldn't figure out how to stream from my camera. My camera is like antiquated. It's like older than the pyramids of Giza. Figuring out how to stream from that thing is just not. It was just like it was annoying. You don't know what your username even means. Oh my god, you could be roasting people and not even know it. Excellent work. Your dedication to your art really translates to the beautiful. Thank you for this. You're welcome. Hyperrealistic art, I've been drawing for about 7, 8 years, I reckon. Probably. Around about the start of my channel. When I first started hyperrealistic drawings, not even kidding, I couldn't do it. I could not figure out how to do it. I was so annoyed by it. I didn't think I possessed the capabilities to do hyperrealistic drawings. I gave up multiple times. I failed multiple times. I couldn't understand how Heather Rooney did it. And I was like out. I was like, I couldn't do it. It's just not a thing I'm mentally and physically capable of doing. But apparently I was wrong. Because I decided if someone else can do it, this is kind of really, kind of dumb, but kind of genius. I thought, well, if other people can do it, then I can do it. I don't know if that's a very good reason to think that you can do something. I added a bit of red in there. The red, like, because skin has a bit of blood in it. So you want to add a bit of red. That gives it life. What's the lifetime things? What's hyperrealistic art? Well, if you mean like in terms of one sec, YouTube's about to play an ad for you guys. Should I make you? You know what? Too late. Okay, hopefully some of you guys are still here. What hyperrealism is? You have realistic drawings that are realistic, but you know that they're drawings, right? Obviously. Then you have photorealism. These are drawings that look photorealistic, but you still know they're drawings. Hyperrealistic drawings are things that look like real life. Like even if you get close to them, it looks like a real like person in real life. To me, that's what hyperrealism is. I'll explain that later. What's your mouth? I used to live in the pyramids of Giza. Congratulations, I'll call a press conference. I mean, when do you often start the live in YouTube? when I'm just roasting my intelligence at this point. What do you mean often start the live in YouTube? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, I do apologize if you're writing me messages and I'm butchering them or not explaining them or articulating myself properly. I do apologize. Live stream. And now I'm adding in some light tones into the skin area. Using the browns. Got to add them in. The pencil is blunt there. I know I made a mistake earlier and said that you don't use blunt pencils. And as you can see, I'm using a blunt pencil. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of hypocritical. Whoops. No, that's okay. It's not your fault. I can barely speak English, and that's my main language. The fact you're bilingual, that you instantly defeat me. Oh, what's my schedule? Whenever I'm not feeling lazy, I stream, which is basically never. I never stream. I sharpened the pencil. That's the way you do it. You have to have a sharp pencil and use a very light pressure. You've got to use that. Yeah, 1 second, I need water. You're from India and you think I deserve more views? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're right. You said you're not drawing anymore, right? No, I said that I'm not drawing predominantly anymore. I will continue drawing, but I'll also do other videos. Maybe I didn't explain it in my last video. I'll just be uploading whatever I feel like onto my channel. But I'll still be doing drawings. I plan on doing a black and white drawing. And I'm also working on a 3D animation video. Anyway, yeah. Now I'm adding in, as I said before, more dark areas. I need to map it all in. There is no white light tones in the skin tones. Eventually I'll use a blendy stick to blend all the pencil in, and it'll create a really nice effect. Now I'm starting to press a little bit harder, but you don't want to go too hard. When I say I'm using a light pressure, I mean it's like a tickle. It's so hard to explain unless you demonstrate it, but that's kind of weird if I went around to you guys' houses demonstrating that. But I am using exceptionally gentle pressure. Maintaining the texture of the paper is imperative. Remember me, I'll be your biggest supporter. Thank you. You'll be my first and only one. Everyone else has vacated the ship. My channel, it flatlined like ages ago. I think I'm using a burgundy color there. It's got a bit of red. But the reason I picked that one, because it's a nice blend between the crimson pencil I showed you earlier, which did the light pink area, and the red. It's a nice little blend, obviously, between those two. See, when I start skin tone color drawings, when I'm working on the skin tones, I do make a lot of mistakes. So this is me experimenting. And so I will often visualize a color as I'm layering it down to sort of imagine if this is the correct color, if it's right, if it will look correct. And so if I can't do that, what I'll just do is I'll go in gently and test it out. This is me testing it. I'm not even sure if this will be the color I'll use throughout the portrait. It ended up being the one I used. And because of that, it saved me a lot of time. Because I won't have to jump between using a dark brown and a red constantly and sharpening those pencils. That red, I still use brown, just not as much anymore. I don't know if that made any sense. Are you a... Okay, I don't even know what that means. Everybody roasting my reading ability. I'm antiquated. Steve Curry or... Okay. The words you told earlier about you trying to learn hyperrealism made me so inspired. Oh, thanks. That's great. That's what you want to hear. That's very good. I'm just Googling this word so I know what it means. The popular term means Russian band songs. I'm so out of touch with reality and the common words people use. I don't know what that means. Are you a... I don't know. I don't know what that means, ye. According to ChatGPT, it's a Russian band. I don't think I end up using that color pencil throughout the drawing. That one there you see on the screen. It's too powerful, too highly saturated, too much orange, way too much. Like I said, I usually will test a color and see how it plays out. Those pencils look yummy. I wouldn't recommend eating them. They haven't got much vitamins. And they cost more than a country's GDP. They're expensive pencils. But you can eat them if you want. Just, I actually don't. I don't want to get sued. Yep. Still mapping in very gently. And yeah, you got to also be careful. When working on a drawing, you need to be careful of the saturation. Do not make your drawings oversaturated. This is a mistake I made when I started drawing. Is adding so much saturation and not controlling it. So control your saturation. That's how you bring realism to your drawing. If you oversaturate the skin tones, you're going to make your portrait look like a tomato. So you control the saturation. And if you want to know what saturation is, it's how bright a color is. It's like the difference between pink and red. Red, you turn down the saturation, you get pink. So control that saturation. It's just going to have people looking like tomatoes or highly sunburnt. Thank God he doesn't know Super Toilet. I see kids screaming at my door saying Super Toilet. Where do you live? I'm the kind of person that says, get off my lawn. Well, actually, I don't say that. I don't go outside. I haven't seen the sun in like 50 years. I'm worried I might burst into flames. Should I try drawing the girl I like? Yeah, if it works, go for it. If she doesn't like it, it's not the one. Well, I don't know. Just suplex her. That'll work. Okay, I'm pretty sure I switched things up here. In the drawing. Let's see. Also be careful about the... you got to be careful with what reference you use for your drawing too. Use a bad reference, you're going to get a bad drawing. Use a good reference, you're going to get a good drawing. That the supposition is that you can draw. If you can't, and you got a great reference, then it's still going to be bad. But if you're a very exceptional artist and you have a bad reference, you can probably make it a great drawing. Rooney versus Neeyellow. Oh. Nah, my channel's alright. If you mean in terms of YouTube views, my channel expired like 500 years ago. But if you mean in terms of like physically fighting, I'm pretty sure like a 5-year-old could beat me up at the moment. I'm so sad that you left Art of... Oh yeah, the Morgan Freeman drawing. It got utterly eviscerated, but the reason is because it wasn't my reference to draw and I didn't want to get sued again. Because if I drew that Morgan Freeman drawing and then the person who took that reference sees it And they're like, Neeyellow, you dum-dum, why you draw that? Take it down. And then I've just spent like 500 years drawing Morgan Freeman for nobody. I'm not going to have that happen again. That's just deja vu. First time, it sucked. Having it happen the second time, no. Don't want to get scammed out of another video again. Oh, yeah, there's Maroon. It's back. Still mapping in everything, getting things in gently. There's no like meticulous working happening. Like I'm not being over meticulous with my layering. I'm just sort of roughing it in, just seeing how it goes. Very gently. The texture of the paper, I guarantee you, is still 100% intact. Despite the fact I've added multiple layers down. You can draw animal next. Animal, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But the problem is, the drawing takes like a monolithic amount of time. I'm not sure if I have the lifespan to sit there drawing an animal and this portrait. But I can try it. You two left the artwork incompleted. I too left the art. Ah, yeah, okay. So you started drawing Morgan Freeman as well. Nice. Nice. So when I drew the other guy, the one that I got sued for, right? The one that sued me, with the one with the glasses, that was my favorite drawing. When I drew that, I spent like 260 hours on that. 260 hours drawing it. And it's obviously no longer on the internet, so all that work gone. Nice, nice. Now, I believe the next part comes up is I'm going to be adding in some very light peach color into the white areas of the little bags under the eyes. I don't know what they're called. I'm pretty sure they have, actually no, I'm pretty sure they have a name. I don't know what it is. But yeah, red, adding red into the skin tone is very important because skin has blood in it. It's a weird thing to say, but it really does add a lot to it when you add like purples and reds and sometimes yellow. You'll see I'll add yellow as well. Very grateful for your instructions. No one should be able to sue to that. It's ridiculous after you have drawn from that reference. It transforms as your artwork. Apparently also, there it is, peach. I knew it. I knew I was going to use that pencil. Now I'm using a very light pressure. Yeah, it sucked I got sued. It really does. It basically almost turned me into a peasant, but it happened. There's not really much I can do. But with the peach, I'm going in, and like I said, I've said it a billion times, but people might forget, is I'm using a very light pressure. I'm even putting a bit of pressure on the pencil to lift it off the page. No offense. No, you didn't offend me, Yi. Not at all. No. Harry, you're a wizard. Yes. Yeah, I don't know if it's technically considered a transformation when I replicate a drawing with 100% exactitude. Because the drawing I drew was an absolute exact replica of his. It looked like I just pressed Control-C, Control-V. If I went to court over that issue and he's like, hey, he stole my work, and then he said point to it, like, they're not going to know the difference between his photo and my drawing, which is a good compliment for me, but absolutely a nightmare to defend against. You know, I can't say it's transformative when it looks like I press Control-C, Control-V. Did you ever do an art class? Or I'm self-taught. I did go to art school, but I dropped out. I got utterly roasted. The teacher asked me to do a particular kind of project. I did it, and she's like, you did that wrong. I'm like, well, isn't art supposed to be subjective? But she said, no, I told you to do it flat. You made it look like it has 3D depth. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I left. So it basically dropped out after a couple of weeks. Are you going to become the next Australian painter? Sorry, the heart's in the way. Painter because failed art school. Maybe. K. Yeah, maybe. Sia Arts. See if I can pronounce that. Baragavi Arts. Have a good one. It was nice talking to you. Still, I'm layering in the layers, and this is why it's very important to press lightly because of this. See how many times I've gone over that section? If I was to destroy that section, there's no way that pencil would have taken to the page. Now, we aren't trying to get the exact color of the skin tone in the reference. It doesn't matter if it's not accurate. What we're aiming for is tonal values, matching the tonal values from the reference to the drawing. What I'm doing now is I'm mainly thinking about the tonal values. I pick a pencil close to the color I see in the reference, but it doesn't have to be exact. That's one thing I got kind of hung up on, is every time I was laying down color, I would try and replicate almost straight up when I start working on a section, getting the right color in. Nah, you don't need to do that. I'm mainly focusing on the tonal values. If you don't understand what I just said, type it in the comment section so I can elucidate better. I'm going to press charges on you lightly. Oh my, what's happening? Lightly. I got something in my nose. Are you guys even listening to me? You're not. What are you guys talking about? I don't know what you guys talking about. You're monologuing about something so completely different. I have no clue. Okay, that's a language I don't know. That just looks like squiggles. I'm going to just Google that. Sorry. I'm going to have to Google that. I don't know what that means. What does this say? I don't know why people keep talking to me in a different language. Not that I'm bothered by it. It's just I'm not bilingual. Oh, you want to know where I'm from? I'm from Australia. Yeah, I'm from I'm from Australia. Regardless, all the hard work that is not mechanically produced, it is your creation. Whoever threatened charges is an us. Yeah, they didn't just. Yeah, they threatened to copyright claim me, but they also took all the money I made from the video. So their photo they took that I used as a reference was of an elderly homeless man to raise awareness about homelessness, which is kind of ironic because when he sued me and I had to pay him money, I nearly became homeless. So it's kind of like a funny little irony. Are you a predator or a prey? I don't even understand. Wait, I feel like you are having a conversation with someone else, but you accidentally showed up. Yeah, I don't know what that means. A predator or a prey? Is this like a new slang term between young people? Or do you mean that literally? Am I a predator or am I a prey? Am I strong or am I weak? Where do you buy your art supplies? I buy them from the shop online. Artshop.com or something. I used to go into the shop and get them. If you get sued for copyright drawing yourself by purchasing, one sec. What do my hands look like? I honestly, I'm just reading through this chat and I feel like I've entered the wrong part of the internet. Where is YouTube getting my subscribers from? I'm just joking, okay? I'm joking. Don't panic. You need mods, may friend troll around on YouTube. Yeah, it happens. Anyway, I'm adding some light peach in there, trying to get rid of the white of the paper so it's not showing through. Thank you, Yi. You'll be my first and only fan according to my view analytics. You get excited when you see my notification. Like I said, you must be the only one that does. Human. Okay, you can go in to see the skin tone is coming alive. You can see it. It's slow. We aren't being precise in the color. Reproducing the exact color in the reference doesn't really matter at this point. Getting the right value is what we're aiming for. So we'll keep building up the skin tone until I believe the dark areas of this drawing have roughly... Let me grab the reference. Let me look at the reference. Okay, here it is. The dark area, the bag area underneath the eye, as well as the underneath the eyelid, has a tonal value roughly of a 7. We want to achieve a 7. And how you know what tonal value an area of the drawing is comparing it to black. See the pupil? See the dark little pupil there? That's black. That's as black as my pencils can achieve. I compare that to the darkest tones in the eyes. The darkest tones in the skin tones. But by comparing the dark tones in the skin tones to the black, I can get an idea of the relative tone difference between the black and the darkest tones in the skin. You said that I'm your biggest fan. I've multiplied. I've got now 200% more fans. Who's your inspiration? It would be kind of conceited if I said me. I'm joking. It used to be, well, I wouldn't say used to be. I'd say back in the day I was inspired by Heather Rooney. Me too. Yeah, so I'd say back in the day I was inspired by Heather Rooney. Yeah, so what we want to do is right there, that area I'm working on, that's about an 8 internal value. It's quite dark. It's probably about as dark as if you look at the iris, where the white part of the eye meets the iris, where the blue is, it's probably a little darker than that. That's how dark we've got to go in that area I'm working on right now. So, yeah, you want to make sure you don't destroy that texture and build it up slowly. That's why I'm using the darker pencil with a rough tonal value of about 8. I will use black in there as well because this brown pencil cannot achieve that level of darkness. Obviously, it's an 8 and we want to get about a 9. So you're going to have to mix a bit of black in there. Have you seen any of Drawholic's videos? Yes, I have. Remember me? Yes, I remember you. My memory isn't that short, like 1 millisecond. I do remember. Are you my art alpha? Sure. That makes sense. That's how people describe me. Alpha. Do you mix media when you reference photo, like when a reference photo? Can you be a dark, black, or vibrant? Could you elucidate, Angel Wings, what you mean by that? I speak English. It's my main language, but I apparently am not very good at reading it. Wait, what alpha means? Apparently it means me. if you Google it, you should find a photo of my face. When do you think you? Oh, that's a joke. When do you think you'll finish this? Hopefully before the next ice age. It's taken like 200 hours just to get to this point. But yeah, oh well, 120 hours if I don't want to be too exaggerated. I want to check if Chad is online. No, no, he's not. I was supposed to be doing a stream with him or a talk or something. Yeah, like I said, I'll finish before the next ice age. I'm still adding more dark in there, but yeah, and using a very gentle pressure. I don't. One sec. I need a drink. And need this. And can you see what I'm doing there with like gentle little circles and light pressures pushing? What I'm doing is using the very sharp point of the pencil to fill in the gaps, because when you're laying down the pencil, sometimes the white of the paper shows through, and you don't want that. What you want is you want a smooth solid layer. So what I would do is use the sharpness of the pencil to get in there and fill in those little white gaps. A bit more red. How was your drink? It was great, Callum. It was perfect. The greatest drink ever. That eye is looking yummy. Yep, yep, yeah, it is. I'll agree with that. When do you think you'll finish? How tall am I? Well, if I jump, I would be technically in space. Is 230 GSM paper good for drawing? Yes, that's like thick paper. You can probably use it to block bullets. 230 GSM is like hardcore. You could absolutely use that. I think mine's 180. I have to double check. That's good. That's good. Callum with the real questions. Who's asking the real hard hitting questions. I draw with tissue paper. You know, each their own. I don't feel like... You know what? Actually, I have drawn on tissue. I've drawn portraits on tissue. I don't know where that tissue is now. Long expired because they don't really last long. They break down. But yeah, that happens. Oh, bit of purple in there. See, what I'll do is look at my reference and I'll look at all the little colors in there. And just add the ones I think it needs it to push it in the direction I need it to go in. See, skin tones aren't hard. It's a one thing that people often find scary, but it isn't really hard. When you're drawing skin tones, don't focus on the color. I know that sounds insane. When you're doing skin tones, you should focus on the color. No, focus mainly on the tonal values. You don't need to achieve the exact skin tone that's in your reference in order for it to look realistic at all. Because have you ever seen like photos of people where they got like a green light hitting their face and their skin looks like they're green, but they look realistic? Obviously, it's a photo of their face in real life. But their face is like, it looks all green because of the green light. But they still look realistic. That's the same with portraits. You don't need to achieve the correct color in order for it to look realistic. The values is what really count. Have you ever tried painting? Yeah, the problem with painting, you need a massive budget. I'm great, Jat. How are you doing? You love my videos. First time to be able to talk to you with me live. Oh, well, you're welcome for this incredible privilege. That's a joke. No, guys. Wait. Oh, you said GRM, not GSM. Well, I don't know what GRM is. Let's have a look. GRM, what? I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. Sometimes I feel like you guys are speaking a different language, even though you're writing in English. It's so odd. Oh, I'm great. But my statement for GSM is still correct, though. I just don't know what GRM is. Maybe you guys need to educate me on what that is. Yeah. Again, going back in with the pencil, adding in the layers, very gently, softly, building it up. Not being too pedantic about it. Gross rent multiplier. I feel like you guys are trolling me. You're trolling my IQ. Or you're not, and you're actually being serious, and I'm just making myself look stupid. Which is not really actually surprising. The bar isn't very high. I've never really set it high. I am a YouTuber. Leave me alone. Gross rent. I don't know how gross rent multiplier it correlates to paper. I feel like it's. Let me Google this. It has nothing to do with paper. What are you guys talking about? I just Googled it. It's wrong. He said how. Okay, let me read this. Is 230 GRM paper good for drawing? Why would he say is 230 gross rent multiplier paper good for drawing? Why would anyone say that? Riz meowing. Oh my god, I'm getting trolled. That's what's happening. Oh, that's what's happening. I want real subscribers, not ones that make fun of me. Anyway, we're going back in for some more darkening area of the drawing. That was proper grammar. Bit of purple. Mixing colors together, purple and brown. That combination is exceptional. When you do that, adding purple and brown on top of each other. Oh my god. It like look how much darker that area underneath the bags of the eyes got with that purple. And then I come in with the brown, sandwiching it. That sounds kind of odd, but that's what I'm doing. You are underage. How old do you think I am? Out of curiosity, how old do you guys think I am? My main language is English. Well, then there's something wrong with my brain. I've got like 3 neurons and I don't understand anything. Sorry, I meant underrated. Oh, oh, yeah, I agree with you. I'll defer to your incredible judgment on that. Clearly, you know best, and I am underrated. Definitely not underage. I'm nearly older than the pyramids. Well, I'm not that old, but I feel like I'm older. Thank you, detective. Thank you so much. And we're going back in with the browns again. I am going very slowly, I will admit. Like, my layering, it's kind of slow. I should probably speed it up, but it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, yes, that's looking really nice there. Have you ever played the game Spot the Difference? Now, I know this doesn't sound like it's related to drawing, but I guarantee you it is. It's very important what I'm about to say. Do you have autonomy? Autonomy. Yes, I can move. I'm not shackled, if that's what you're thinking. Yeah, I do have autonomy and freedom. I just want to Google that word because I don't want to get roasted because I can't read. Autonomy. Oh, you mean cells? Well, I'm an idiot. You meant, do I have cells, tissues, and all? Yes, I do have. I do have cells, tissues, and yes, I'm human. from Earth. I can't believe I had to explain that, but yes, I am. What to what you were saying about the tonal values mattering more than the colors? Just checked on Karen after the dumb up. Um, I have no clue what people are saying anymore. Leave me alone. I think there's a massive lag in our conversation. When I speak, it's like 30 years later, you guys get the audio. I'm drawing some random person. The image was generated, no joke, by AI. Now you're thinking, Neeyellow, you dum-dum, why would you use AI? It's replacing us. But that's the thing. This AI was trained on my artwork, so why can't I generate an image from it and use it? It's using me to get smarter, so why can't I use it to create drawings? One sec, I've got to catch up in this chat. My favorite drawing I've ever created is one I got sued for. But the most realistic drawing I've ever done, Callum, was the Morgan Freeman one, though I never finished. Yeah, I am dyslexic. I'm very, very, very dyslexic. I am so dyslexic, it's not even funny. So I'm drawing some random AI-generated person because it stole my artwork and learned off it. So I'm taking images from it for myself. You sound like a 99-year-old grandpa. Well, great. I'm getting real roasted here. Can you show ref? Yes, I've got the reference online somewhere. I can send the link. One sec. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I was talking about. When we're talking about spot the difference, right? It's kind of insane. It's going to be very hard to explain this, okay? So bear with me. Let me prepare myself. First of all, I'm not 99 years old. Okay, so when I'm working on my drawings, I look at my reference, then I look at my drawing, and I flick between them. Now, this might seem obvious, but what I'm doing is if I notice a difference between the two, it means something isn't correct. If your goal is to replicate the drawing with 100% exactitude, then you flick between it. If you notice a difference, you're not doing it correctly. I keep flicking between a section of the drawing and backwards and forwards. Like, let's say I pick the iris. I flick between the reference and the drawing backwards and forwards until I cannot see a difference. If you have a good reference and you cannot see the difference, then your drawing is going to look good and it's going to look exact to what your reference looks like, if your reference is good. Hopefully I explained that correctly. If you notice a difference, it means something isn't correct. Maybe a value is off, maybe a color is off. So you keep flicking between it until you cannot spot the difference. Spot the difference. That's what I was talking about before. Do you use green? Yeah, I use green. Usually complementary colors, so the color I'm using can help sometimes desaturate a color, which is what I was talking about earlier. So if I'm using, okay, I'm going to bring up a color wheel. See, if I'm using like an orange, right? And I want to desaturate that orange, I'll use a purple. And what'll happen is that color will be the blending of the purple and the orange. They're opposite colors on the color wheel. They're complementary. When you blend those complementary colors, they desaturate and become gray. Well, at least that's what I think. You can tell me if I'm wrong. But that's what I do. So I'll use green if I'm using like a red, which I am using in this drawing, as you can see. I'll mix a bit of green in there, and that green and red will help me darken it quicker without destroying the texture of the paper. What is the dark black color? That is a dark brown. One sec, I'll go grab it. Okay, it is a polychromos pencil, obviously. Walnut brown, number 177. It's got 3 stars. That means it's light fast. It won't fade over time from UV rays. I have used markers back in the day. Some of my old drawings on Instagram, especially the one with the bird drawing, I used to put down. I used to color with the marker and then go over the top of it. What should I watch on Netflix? Well, Neeyellow. You should watch the if if you're watching stuff on Netflix while watching me, that probably means that what I'm saying is putting you to sleep. So that's probably not a good sign. Lady Gaga. Yes. That's exactly right. Yeah, polychromos are hard to blend. They're absolutely notoriously difficult. You need to put them with the correct complement paper. So I'll put the polychromos with the Stonehenge paper because they're a good match. Because of the texture of the paper works nicely with the polychromos. The benefit of polychromos is they're all nearly all light fast, means they won't fade over time, and they blend very they don't blend very nicely. That's very they allow you to create really sharp details because you can get a really sharp point with it. That oil infused core of those pencils, of the polychromos pencils, can maintain a sharp point for a long time. You're watching this in the middle of class at school. Good job. But if watching me struggle to read doesn't make you want to be more attentive to class, that's probably not a good thing. What you're saying is making me blush. I want to watch a romance. Oh my god, Yi. What 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 part was it? Me talking about layering my pencils? Is that what got you? How's that? I'm an AI generator. There's no way. There's literally no way. How's that MI? How is that AI generated? I mean the reference, not the video. The video is not AI generated. The reference is. It's quite exceptional what they can do these days. Interesting because I like the polychromos. They're great for detail. Correct, Rach? Yep, absolutely. Never tried it, Angel Wings, at all. The visuals are delayed, not the audio. Oh, nice. But I always go back to my Prismacolor. Yeah, Prismacolors are great. Problem with the Prismacolors, though, is they're not all light fast. Some of them are. I don't believe all of them are. I can double check, or you can tell me. Maybe things have changed. So what will happen is as the sun hits that drawing over the years, it will fade. And they break all the time, but they're still good. I've used them. You can go on my Instagram and look way at the end. My very first posts were done, I think, with polychromos pencils. My brain is delayed. I know how that feels. I've got like 3 neurons and none of them work. My Prismacolors are always breaking. Yeah, they suck like that. You need a budget larger than a country just to keep like buying them. I wonder if that's like their motive, make them bad, and hopefully people keep buying more. Yeah, Rachel, I have used them in the past, right? And I've got one. I just brought a pencil. And it was like a Prismacolor pencil. I go to sharpen it, and by the time I manage to get a point that doesn't die or instantly break, the pencil has evaporated into like a handful of atoms. Like that's how quick it's gone. And so I was like, I can't do this anymore. I mean, it does probably come down to the sharpener. Maybe. A good sharpener could probably prolong a polychromos pencil's lifespan. Maybe. But I still might go back to using the Prismacolor pencils to see how they go. I feel your pain, yeah. If you are my son, why do you make my colors disappear? Yee. Yee. He's yee with the poetry. I think it's poetry. Okay, and we're adding more purple in there. Purple is, I believe, the complementary color of the orange, and the red orangish, mainly orange, and that sort of that's working very nicely with the reds, that purple. But you're going to be very careful because it's such a dark tone. Purple is such a dark tone. You're adding that dark tone. You don't want it to overpower the red. So, like I said, very nice and gentle with it. Get smarter. Oh my god. I'll let you know I've got a very high single digit IQ, okay? Leave me alone, don't bully me. The fact I figured out how to stream is a testament to my massive IQ, okay? I brought a dozen sharpeners trying to find out which one works with them. The Prismacolor sharpeners work best. It's cheap, luckily. Oh, nice tip, thanks. Yeah, you watch money go up in the air every time you sharpen. Those sharpeners evaporate your pencils in milliseconds. I hate it. It's just a money hole, those pencils. Do you know who... No, I don't know who that is. Ah, yes. Karajan, Archie, Lumian's pencils are actually good. They are a combination of polychromos and Prismacolor pencils. But the problem is, to buy those pencils, Callum, those Karan, Archie, Lumian's pencils, I'm not even kidding. I think you need to take out a mortgage to get them. They cost like 2.5 times polychromos pencils. And the polychromos, the ones I'm using right now on screen, those are expensive. They're like $2.90. And I believe the Karajan Archie pencils are like $4.90 maybe. But that's just insane. It's an insane amount. You can Google, oh my god, I hope I don't get hacked. Again. Cool. Yep. Yeah, thanks for the... Yeah, I know I'm getting trolled, but that's pretty normal. Well, I don't really care. You draw famous streamers so you can get famous. Oh yeah, I did. But it didn't work because nobody showed up. I mean, just look at my views on my channel. Yeah, I got sued, but that's not because I drew someone famous. Do you use solvents to blend? Angel Wings, I used to use them back in the day. I think they're great. But I haven't used them for quite a while. I think I'm a creature of habit, so I constantly use the same kind of setup since I've started drawing, which is the polychromos with the Stonehenge paper. It's great when you want to do hyper-realistic drawings, but not great if you want to finish it within your lifespan, because those pencils take ages to blend. But I do want to try using solvents and see how that goes. The Derwent Life, yeah, I haven't tried them or looked them up. Okay, sorry, I was just concentrating on something. Now I'm adding more layers in, Just letting you guys know, if I miss your comment, it's not because I'm being mean. It's just because my eyesight and my reading ability is worse than somebody in kinder. Yeah, so what I'm doing again is mapping it in very gently. I might come in, I believe, with a tortillion. I don't actually know what it's called. I think I just named it incorrectly. It's a blendy stick. I call it a tortillion. I think that might be incorrect. And that'll help remove the white of the paper showing through the pencil layers. Because as I'm laying down the pencil, the white of the paper is still showing up, and we need to get rid of that. So I believe I end up using a blendy stick in a couple of seconds. Is your age on the clock? Oh my god. My god. It is. It is. I don't even know what that actually means. I'm getting trolled because my IQ is too low to understand basic trolling tactics. Meaning. Okay, don't actually know what that. Can you destroy this drawing? No, not. I can't destroy it like I did to your mum last night. It's just not gonna work. Bye. It's lunchtime. See you, Callum. It's nice to have some nice conversations without getting trolled. Blending powder is great too. Oh yeah, actually, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I might try that using like a paintbrush and blending it and see how it goes. I think it might be quicker too. Now we're going in for the... you got to be very careful when doing this here, because you want to be able to remove the pencil as you're layering it down. This is why no one watches. No, nobody watches me because my content isn't good, not because I made a joke. Yes, I use it with a brush. Oh, yeah, I think I might try that in the future. I think that will speed things up. Yeah, so like I said, as I'm layering it down, I need to go gentle so I can remove the pencil if I don't like where it's going or if I've made a mistake. Yeah, I use blendy stumps. I occasionally use blendy stumps. Don't. I should be using one very soon. As I'm mapping all this in, I want to give it a go and see how it looks. And I'm sort of trying to... Because this area here, I believe, the side of the eye, this side of the glass, it's about a 6 in terms of tonal valuation. And so... And the pencil I have, ironically, is very close to the color I need to achieve, which is a good thing. I'm not used to talking for so long. Not used to talking for so long. Oh my god. How long have I been talking? An hour and 18 minutes. Oh my god. That's a long time for me. Now a bit more red in there to get the blood sort of look. Because skin tones usually have, red in there. A bit of you want that blood look as the light hits the skin. But we aren't being meticulous. We aren't trying to replicate the exact skin tones at the moment. I know it's taken an hour just to get to this point, but it is a long process. It's okay. Thank you for your kind compliments. Does a tissue work, or will it make a drawing worse because I use the tissue for blending? Depends on the method you use to blend with the tissue, but a tissue can work as long as you aren't like grinding the pencil into the paper by putting pressure. So I have used tissue before. So you sort of like roll it into a point, and you sort of gently rub the pencil around. You sound like the reference. So I sound like an AI because it was generated by AI. Oh my god. Okay, and a bit of that reddy brown, maroon, purple in there. I do believe I actually need more water, so I'll be back in a second. So you guys have fun watching while I go get water. Um. I'm back after like 40 years away from the stream. I'm back. I'm back. I'll call a press conference. You look like my maths teacher had a twin. Oh my god. If your maths teacher looks like me, that is the worst compliment you can give to someone. So you can send the link to the reference. Oh, I don't know where the link is. I'm sorry. I told you I was going to send it like 30 years ago. Sorry that you've been waiting around. What to do if your crush is not replying to me? Based on what you're sending me, I'm not surprised, Yi. If you're sending these kind of things. Okay. There's a reference. It took 30 years, but you can see it. You're welcome. And I'm sort of just mapping it all in. Be very. You're so sorry, Yi. But you've been digging at me for a bit. Sorry. I'm sorry. So you can send the link to the reference. Ah, okay. I'm gonna need to find the reference. How do I find it? Okay, well, give me a couple seconds. I'll find it. Don't go anywhere. If you do, you won't get. Where is it? Okay. Okay. Nope, that's not even close to where I thought it was. Is it there? Is it here? Is that it? Cancel, don't want that. Wait, what's this? Oh my god, I don't know what that is. How do I see it? Why you make it so difficult to see it? Oh, double click. That's not what you want. That's not even close to what you want. That'll get me cancelled. Oh, no, wait, what have I done? Well, hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt. Where is my sherry thing? Where's my... Why can't I find the reference photo for my drawing? Did it teleport away out of my account? Well, rest in peace, it's gone. That's odd. Actually, I know where it is. Oh god, I'm so dumb. I know where it is. Okay, that's not. I'm gonna pause that. Going here. I bet this is really engaging live stream. I need to find this bloody reference. Now, if I share it with you, you can't go sharing it with other people, which you probably will do, knowing the proclivities of my followers. Discord link, that isn't it. Download, found it. I am a genius. I can't believe you guys doubted me. This is what greatness looks like. Finding a link that was missing. Wait, one sec. I missed so much. Hello. Came back, but my dad didn't. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Your drawings always look lickable. Highly recommend you don't do it. It's just, yeah, wouldn't lick it. Have you ever tried NF? No, I've never tried that Yee. Bro said that he came back, but dad didn't. Yeah, rest in peace. I wonder if there's a big conventions of people's dads hanging out. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Hopefully, I'm going to double check it. Just make sure I'm not sending you some link to my account information so you can download all my money. That's actually not how money works, but you know what I mean. You won't find anything anyway. Oh my god. So don't share this link. This link is supposed to be for my members. Okay? So if you go sharing it, there is absolutely nothing I can do. I can't believe that Control-C, Control-V can destroy my membership so easily. Actually, Andrea, Troy, do you have a Instagram I can send it directly to you? No. I have seen... Which I have never seen any artists do NSW English. Oh my god. NSFW. Only for his members. No. I won't send it to him. No. Oh my god. I have a feeling I'm about to be absolutely destroyed with the Control-C, Control-V command. Do you have Discord? I do have Discord, but it's deader than my YouTube channel, which is saying something. Hopefully I didn't share my credentials. Oh well, if you do, then hopefully you guys can put money into my account instead of taking it out. But based on my conversation, I don't think you guys are going to do that. Okay, we're adding a bit of red into the brownie parts of the drawing, which was a very good articulation of what I'm doing, but it's exactly what I'm doing. The red and brown go nicely together. The red sort of makes the brown areas recede and look more natural. If you just have brown, it looks off, because that's not how skins work. Like, usually in dark areas of skin tones, but even browns, you have like purpley reds, and that brings it to life. How many people just downloaded and ran away with that reference? How many people just downloaded? Did you get the reference? Is it working? That link I just sent was a reference to the drawing I'm doing. So if you download it, you can have just don't share it. I probably don't click it's a virus. Why would I upload a virus to my subscribers? Actually, there probably are some YouTubers that would do that. Are you going to draw the clothes? Yes. AI generated? Yes. Because think about it this way, right? The current AI has trained on my artwork and has learned how to create artwork based off my artwork. So I'm thinking, well, okay, if you can do that, if you can take from me and learn from me, why can't I take from you and create stuff from that? You know? It's a circle of life. I feel like. Close. Not really. Actually, it's not even close. But, you know, if you're going to take my art and learn from it, then I'm going to use AI-generated images from you. And, yeah. That way I won't get sued. Again. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Forensic. Thank you. So, I mean, just look at the image. It's quite nice, isn't it? You can kind of see what I'm trying to go with. The eyes look green in this, but when I printed them out, they're more blue, which is weird because it depends on your screen and the color calibration for your screen. But the image looks kind of good, doesn't it? Looks nice. Oh, there's a blendy stump. I told you this is the part where I go in and try and get a nice consistent. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, but you can see it. It's saving me so many hours of meticulously trying to smooth out the color pencil. But look at it. It's taking so many hours of work away. Thank God. Because I don't want to sit there for 40 years trying to get it smooth. This is the real stuff here. This is what you really wanted to see. You are a very handsome alpha master. Yes, that is a very accurate analogy and description. I don't have Insta. That's all good. I've already sent it. I searched what it means and I think it's something social. Yeah, that's what it means. I'm very PG when it comes to those things. It's associated with hot dog content. I feel like you're lying. Feel free to draw it. There is no, oh, look how smooth the... Can you see the difference? If you're watching this after the stream, what I want you to do is I want you to look at that and compare it to before I started blending and notice the difference. That's a key. That's a massive key. The amount of time that little blendy stick took off this drawing is so amazing. Now, if you're using wax-based pencils, you can still use a blendy stump, obviously, but it wouldn't be as needed because with polychromos, they hate blending. No, I'm not going to sue you guys. You can feel free to draw it. Feel free to have fun. I won't sue you. I won't sue you. You're all good. You can draw that image. So take the link, download the image. Feel free to draw it. You can monetize it. You can do whatever you want with it. I will not sue you. You're all good. Let's sue him again. Oh my god, you can't sue me unless you own Midjourney. Actually, Midjourney promised that if I got sued for using this image, this reference image for my drawing, they would back me up. But I believe they've changed that now, which sucks. They couldn't have waited until I finished my drawing before changing the criteria. which is annoying. And now I'm going in with a sharp pencil, filling in all the area. I'm constantly flicking between the drawing and my reference, trying to notice any differences, any abnormal sort of colors that I could add. I'm looking at the reference. If you've got the reference, you can see there's a lot of purple in that area I'm currently working on. I usually I pick a brown or a black, and drawing eyelashes is actually kind of easy. What you do is usually you'll draw it in by hand using a pencil or a graphite pencil, and you go in gently with a very sharp point and draw the eyelashes. Don't press hard until you feel like you've got it correct, and then you start pressing hard. Only once you've mapped it in correctly. Because if you go in and press very hard while drawing an eyelash without mapping it in first to make sure you got the proper proportions and angle, you're going to destroy it. But that's all good. It's your drawing, so it's your choice. Okay, I've missed a few chats. Get ChatGPT writes, how many completed artworks do you have? I have quite a few, but I sold a few of them. I sent them to people. Actually, I didn't sell a few. I sold one and sent the other ones, a handful of other drawings I did, to people all over the world. One of my drawings, a guy with the hat and the glasses, got caught in a house fire, so that's all. So it's basically a pile of ash now, which was good. I don't think it sounds sus, Nee. That's how you gotta do it. You gotta map the drawing in first. This whole entire thing you see on the screen now is just me mapping in the basic colors. I'm not trying to get the perfect color. I am aiming for the right tone, but getting the correct tone straight up isn't going to happen. It's going to take a lot of layering to get that correct tone. So we just map it in. It's very important. The way I'm doing it here, you can do any skin tone in the way I'm doing it now. It can apply to dark skin tone, light skin tone. Skin tones are complex as hell. Absolutely complex. So yeah, I think I'm switching between something like 4 or 5 main pencils. Hope you get art block. Oh my god. Thank you, Yi, for your encouraging words. It makes me feel great. Love your work. Questions. Have you ever used ink or acrylic spray? Yeah, I have, quite a long time ago. I haven't done that for a while. I've been a little bit too lazy because one drawing takes like a monolithic amount of time. Just one of these drawings. And so I rarely draw in my spare time anymore because I'm lazy, sadly. But I have in the past and I enjoy it. I did buy some oil paints and acrylic paints because I plan on doing a hyperrealistic painting, maybe. And there's the light area there. I use what I'm doing with the light area is I'm going to use the light peach color skin tone in that area. And I just quickly didn't do that and switched to a darker one. Because what happens if you do a dark area of skin tone, let's say that dark area of skin tone is roughly about a tonal value, sorry, the light area is roughly a tonal value of 2. And you use a pencil with a tonal value of 6, you're going to now have to try and convert that dark value to a light value. And how you do that is mix it with a white pencil or a lighter pencil. This just adds a lot of work because you're constantly sandwiching and going gentle. See what I'm doing there? that pencil's dark. And I'm working, that section there is actually quite light in the reference photo. You can just download the link, have a look at it. What I should have done is I should have picked a pencil that was closer in tonal value to the area that I'm working on right there. That would have been smart. It would have saved me so much time. So I should have I should have used that peach pencil and not switched to the darker one. Now I've just added more work. Though in the end, I'll eventually reach the same results. But it just means I now have to layer white on top of that cinnamon pencil until I get it. And then I'm going to have to blend with the blending stump to smooth it out. What you really want is to use a light tonal value pencil if the skin tone is light in tone. You match the tones. It saves you time. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just let me know so I can re-articulate that. Just some random AI. The reference is a random AI generated image. I'd never eaten Stonehenge paper. If you're that hungry, I recommend there are some charities that could help. I imagine you as my pillow when I get... Oh my god. Why do I have... Everybody on YouTube has amazing subscribers. My subscribers aren't really interested in anything I do, and they just show up to make fun. I'm joking, I don't care. I'm sitting there laying down all these facts about drawing, and you guys are talking about eating my paper. Okay, come on. Why are you like that? I monologued for like 5 minutes straight about skin tones, and you're talking about me being a pillow. Great. Thank you, guys. Oil-based or wax-based pencils, depending on your particular kind of drawing style and what you want to do. Oil-based takes ages to use. It takes like 30 years to build up the layers and get it smooth. Wax-based pencils are quicker. You can get a nice smooth layer instantly because they blend nicely. Have you used solvent to blend fast? I have, ages ago. One of my old drawings, it was of a bird. I used solvents in that. It wasn't bad. Never took it further than that. Probably should. I need to speed up the process it takes to blend. No, I've never worked on Tina. I've never worked on Pastel Element. Never worked on it. Have you? Are they good? I'm using Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. They are expensive. You need to be richer than Bill Gates to be able to constantly supply yourself with them. That's why I won't be using them much longer. I'm going to be changing over to a cheaper pencil. That's going to take an investigation. I had to invest a lot of time and energy into finding the right pencil that's cheaper and easier to use. It needs to be light fast, which basically means it can't fade if the sun looks at if it goes in direct contact with the sun. Because pencils that aren't light fast, after about like 50, 20, 100 years, they fade over time. You don't want that. It's a learning curve, but the results are really nice. Thank you, Tina, for letting me know. I'll Google that out. I'll Google it after the live stream and see what pops up. And see if it's something I can try. Oil-based tastes like cooking oil, and wax tastes like a candle. Thank you, Andrea. That's oh, you're talking to Yi. And trying charcoal drawings. Nice. Are you referring to realism? It's smoother than sandy paper. Okay. Okay, I'll have a look at it, but smooth paper doesn't work usually well with polychromos. Because polychromos suck, like I said a trillion and one times, at blending. That they refuse. They magnetically repel each other when you're trying to blend them. So if it is smooth, I think maybe you're using wax-based pencils, either Prismacolor or Archie Lumiere pencils. I started using them a few months ago. They're really nice. Okay, I'm just going to take some more water. I do want to try oil-based pencil. I mean, sorry, wax-based pencils. I have used them on the oh god, what do you call it? It's the Smeagol's or Golem, the Smeagol's pencil. I used the wax-based pencils on them. That was the Lumiere pencils, but I was still using Stonehenge paper, which meant I could achieve a multitude of layers, which was great. That's what you want. If you can't do too many layers on a piece of paper because a piece of paper gets destroyed, then it's going to be very hard to create complex color layers. Light fast pencils are expensive. Polychromos pencils I prefer. Lumiere's. Oh, are there actual pencils called light fast? Or you mean pencils that are generally light fast rated? Oh, there are actual pencils called light fast. Well, when I mean light fast, I'm not talking about pencils. I'm talking about pencils that are resistant to UV rays and don't fade over time, because you want your drawing to last years. You don't want it to be instantly eviscerated by the sun, and that's why you find pencils that are light fast. But I've never heard of Derwent pencils that are actually called light fast. This area here I'm working on, this is where the eyebrow goes in. And so I'm using a very the light pencil because it is a light toned area. This is the correct method, as I pointed out before, where you should use the right tonal value on a pencil in the correct area, unlike what I did before. Okay, I've got a few messages. One sec. I'm gonna go watch Netflix, but I promise it's not because you bored me. Well, I feel like all my subscribers have told me that. I'll see you, Yee. Have a good one. The reference looks like a 90-year-old dude from. Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the AI recreated someone was likeness by accident. It would be kind of bad if it did. I love Pablo pencils, fairly soft but hold a nice tip. Colors are really great. Oh yeah, thank you for letting me know. I will do some research on these recommendations or things that you're telling me about, because I do need to make a change. Do I use the burnishing method? Sometimes, but with the, like I said, the polychromos, very difficult to blend. So I can do the burnishing method, but usually something like after 50 layers. Burnishing method usually works well with wax-based pencils. I have found. I could be incorrect. Because you want to make sure you got all the colors in there, all correctly layered, and it's looking all perfect before you start burnishing. Because once you burnish, I have found it makes it hard to add more layers unless you have a specialized tool that it's this liquid I can add. You add this liquid onto your drawing and it gives the texture of the paper back and allows you to keep adding layers if you destroy the texture of the paper. But burnishing is usually the last line, the last thing you do. Oh yeah, light, fast and general. I thought so. Oh my god, I'm roasting my intelligence again. I use the layering method, but if you're building up, you can burnish it at the end, but I rarely ever push hard. Unless I'm working on hair. I burnish when I'm doing hair because I want the hair to look solid. I don't want to spend 50 years just layering colors in the hair. I usually burnish in the hair. I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah. Oh, they may... Oh my. Same company. I'll definitely look into it. Why the reference looks like a bro that... Not sure why. Not sure why the reference image looks like a bro that... Try that. Okay, I'll check that out, Andrea. I used tone paper back in the day when I wanted to create... oh god, can I send a link? I'll send a link. But I have used tone paper. I like it. I love it when you're working on drawings and you're using tone paper. It creates a really nice depth. But let me send you a image of me working on it. One sec. Scroll all the way. I'm going to take like 700 years to scroll all the way to the end of my Instagram page. Oh my god. Okay. A little bit melodramatic. Here is one. Hopefully that was the correct... These are old, okay? So don't, like, cyberbully me. These are old. I was merely... It was like... We're talking like 10, 11, 12 years ago. So those are drawn on tone paper. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the information. Rio... I can't even say that. Even though I speak English, I cannot read it. I can read, it's just not very good at it. Very dyslexic. But yeah, there it is. Do an analysis of those drawings. Tell me what you think. I love how when you're working on drawings on tone paper, the white will pop out. Oh, it looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. As you can see with the drawing, we are still mapping it in. I'm not pressing too hard. Oh, there's the Lumiance pencil. I finally decided to start using the Lumiance pencils to hopefully save on time by working on lighter toned areas because they're so much easier to create a smooth layer with. But I've rarely successfully used Lumiance with polychromos pencils. It doesn't normally go well. And they cost more than a house. Those things are expensive. I think it's something like $600 for the full set. Australian dollars for the full set of Lumiance. Absolute scam with extra steps. Thank you for the kind compliment. I won't let it get to my head. I won't let my head swell to enormous sizes. Your skills are amazing. I feel like that you are correct. Kidding. I am not sure what language you're speaking or what you're trying to say. P. I'm going to call you P. Actually, probably shouldn't do that. I'll get demonetized. Where's... One sec. One sec. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm still here. My voice, it's been absolutely destroyed. Just gonna send Chad a message. Stream when you want to. Oh my god, I can spell. I promise. To do. What was I gonna say? I need to ask him before my voice gets absolutely eviscerated. My voice hurt because I don't speak more more than a sentence on average. Smiley face. Okay. I started purchasing Lumière's pencils in single colors that worked with my subject matter. Their percentage colors are fabulous. I save them for the last and then they do blend well with polychromos. Oh, nice. Thank you, TM. Yeah, I used to use gel pencils, white gel pencils for the white of the paper. That used to work exceptionally well. Save me, he's gonna varnish my... Oh my god. You need... I don't know how to respond to what you're saying because I'm not sure what you're saying. Why am I not drawing? Okay, wait one sec. There it is. Back with the blendy stick. That area I'm working on, the pencil I used there originally is roughly the same color and tone of the area. So that's going to save me a lot of time. So I don't need to blend as much. If you can have a pencil that is similar to the area you're working on, in terms of tone and color, that will save you time because you can just add it in without doing too many layers. In polychromos, which colors do you use most for the skin? Depends on the skin you're drawing because different skin tones, different colors. But usually brown is predominant color, even in light and dark skin tones. Oh my god. I'm going to put you in timeout like your dad should have because you keep spamming weird stuff. So you got 5 minutes. It's probably let me only viewer and I'm about to time out. So you get a bit of time out there. Sorry, but you just keep spamming crap. I haven't got time for that. Gel pens aren't archivable. Use acrylic. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, they aren't archivable, but I do like the look they create, though. I'm sorry I had to do that, but you're texting things that, like, I'm talking about one thing and you're doing a whole different other thing. And it's like, don't know how to do that. Don't know how to interact with that. Okay. Chad hasn't replied. Oh, that's great. Next thing I need to do, very important, is I need to... Oh, God, what was it? I need to blend all that pencil in before I keep adding more layers. Because once I start adding a whole lot of layers, blending it with the stump is going to become difficult. So I'm going to have to make sure those layers are nice and smooth and blended nice and soft. And then I can start doing multiple layers on top of that. It'll just add more work. It'll just add more work if I don't do that. If I don't do what I'm doing now, I'm going to have to manually sharpen my pencil like a surgeon and go in there and like fill in the white sections of the paper and make it smooth. Nobody has the lifespan of that. Nobody has that kind of lifespan. It'll just take ages to do that because this paper has quite a lot of texture and it does show up. Okay. So this is a very important step. Hopefully you guys are learning a bit about it. It's very important. If you got any questions about how processes of layering color pencils to create realistic skin tones, let me know. I use a generic sharpener, nothing to call or press about. It really is just generic, but you want to make sure your sharpener is sharp. I know that sounds like obvious, like, well, yeah, of course. But if it's not sharp, it's going to absolutely delete your pencil's lifespan. So you want to make sure the sharpener is sharp. So when you put it in and you turn the pencil, it's smooth and it cuts it nice. A normal generic sharpener should do that. Occasionally, when my sharpener goes blunt, I've made a video on this if you want to watch it. When the sharpener goes blunt, I'll transplant the blade from another sharpener into my current one because I like the housing. You want to make sure the housing, when you're sharpening your pencil, all the sharpened pieces and debris isn't going over your hand because your hand touches your drawing and you're just going to get it everywhere. It's going to be annoying. So, generic sharpener. And if you really want to be meticulous, getting one with a nice little housing so the shavings don't go everywhere, that's a smart move, at least for me. Okay. My voice is nearly destroyed. Let me check. Chat. I'm still here, just doing a little bit of a analysis of something whilst you can see my reference there. You can kind of see on the reference how dark that skin tone is relative to what I'm working on. You can see browns in it, and you can see, you can kind of see the direction I'm going and how many more layers it needs to achieve that dark area that you see on the left, right, bottom corner. Oh my god, the video was delayed. So as I was talking, I was watching an old section of the video. Okay, we're in there with the red. We gotta get that red in there, and because red is like blood. When the sun hits the skin, you can usually see a bit of red there. It brings a life to the skin tone. That's what you really want. I've learned to run a woodless graphite pencil through the dull sharpener. Graphite is like sandpaper. Oh, no. That's smart. Thank you for the insight. Especially study structures of the face, bones, muscle. Not really. You can. It'll help to understand what you're doing. Okay, let me read the question out so other people can understand. Is it necessary to study the structure of the face, bones and muscles under the skin to render hyperrealistically? No. I say no. First of all, you can, if you're just replicating an image from a reference to a drawing, You don't really need to know how it works. It's basically a game of spot the difference. Drawing, that's all it is. So you don't really... If you're generating a face from nothing or you're drawing from life, understanding the physiology of a human body in the facial structure, and that is a massive benefit. But if you're just replicating an image, you're just replicating what you see. It's irrelevant what's really there. I know that doesn't sound very artsy, but it's irrelevant if all you're doing is replicating, because it doesn't matter if it's a tree or a cat or a rock or a face. It's basically the same process. Okay, one sec. Okay, how do you draw outline? I'm lazy. Oh my god, I'm so lazy. So what I can do is I could draw the outline on a computer and print it on a piece of paper, but I turn the opacity down on the outline, so it's very faint on the paper. That's the lazy way of doing it. Or you can be proper and draw it by hand. Or you can use the grid method. There's many videos on the grid method. Or you can use a projector. And finally, you have the light box, which is basically a big light that emits from something. And you have your drawing on top of it. And you have tracing paper, and you just trace it on there. Easy. Problem is, if you're doing a massive hyperrealistic drawing that's going to take like 500 years to finish it, and you're like meticulously spending all that time, you don't want to hand draw it. Well, at least in my case, because I find it boring. But you don't want to hand draw it, because if you hand draw it and you make a mistake and you spend 500 years drawing this drawing, that's like a waste of time. Because you can tell when you're working on a person's face and you make a mistake in proportions, it's obvious. People know. Like, they know that eye isn't like 90 degrees out. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like someone's eyes like migrating off their face. Like, they can tell. People are very good at looking at a person's face and recognizing, like, oh, that's Morgan Freeman. You know? And being slightly out, it's just a risk I'm not willing to take, and I'm lazy, so that's mainly the reason. Oh my god, look how sharp that pencil is. Am I still... why is my thing so delayed? Oh my god. Okay, there it is. Now I can actually see the stream. I had it in like the tiny corner. Do you create art professionally, or is it strictly a hobby? That's a good question. I tried to do it as a profession. Didn't go well. I almost became a peasant, which wasn't fun, because it takes so long to do one drawing, and people just couldn't afford to spend the kind of money on a drawing that was taking me like, 260 hours. Why? You know what I mean? Like, if they were to pay me per hour, it's just... Or 6 months. Sorry? The 260-hour drawing took me about 6 months worth of work. That sounds kind of odd, because 260 hours sounds like something you can do in like a couple of months. But, I had other things I needed to do. It just wouldn't work out. It's too expensive. And then the amount of money that Polychromos costs, as well as the paper, it just didn't pan out. Maybe you can do it. I'm not very studious when it comes to like business side of things. So it's just a hobby at the moment. I get a bit of money from my YouTube channel, but it's nothing to get excited about. Or yeah, you elucidated what I was trying to say, Tina, better than I did. My voice is wrecked, absolutely wrecked. But yeah, it's hard. You got to figure out how to balance how much to charge people versus not, and time spent on the drawing. It's just insane. So at the moment, it's just a hobby, and I don't think I'll ever turn it full time ever. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but when you're working on hyper realistic drawings, you're usually spending a monolithic amount of time on them, and so you need to charge accordingly. That's a Lumiance pencil there. Because it's so light and easy to blend, I thought using it in the lighter areas will help me speed up the drawing process, and I found it actually did. But I'm still not pressing intensely. I'm not pressing too hard. You don't want to do that. One sec. Okay. Well, great conversation, Chad. I figured out how. Where am I? Why is this doing this again? Okay, there it is. I'm an idiot. I tried to figure out how to work fast as I was divorced and putting my daughter through college. I figured out fast. Now I take time on my art. Oh, that's nice, Tina. That's nice. That actually is. Pressure can bring out the desire to innovate and speed things along. Yeah, that's good. Have you ever tried Copic markers? I brought them, never really used them. I think those things are they expensive? I believe. Are they expensive? I believe they are. Oh my god. You need a mortgage to get one of them. Holy crap. Wait, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, my computer's screaming at me because it can barely handle the stream. What an absolute loser of a computer. Oh my god, they're so expensive. A 12 set, $120. That's just a scam with extra steps. Oh my god. A pack of 36, $358. Oh, wow. $358. The only one that can use them is Bill Gates. There is no way I'm going to be able to afford those. Do you have them? Gaming. Do you actually have Copic markers? Copic markers, they're extremely expensive. Oh, adding a bit of red into the drawing over the brown brings a bit of life to that brown. I believe polychromos have a sharp point so I can use them to grime on my... Look, I remember you telling me your father left you. I think I know why. I'm going to time you out once more if you give me another one of them. Those weird things. I'm not sure what that means. One more. I don't mind if you ask questions, but sending me weird things like I don't know what that means. No, you don't have in game. I thought so. If you did, you could literally buy my whole entire channel with that kind of money. Those things are astronomical. It doesn't matter what it is. I never buy that set. Only buy colors items you want and actually use. I have pencils from my poly set that I haven't touched in 10 years. Just a waste. Yeah, Tina, I do that as well. I buy things and think I'm going to use this. Nah, I have all the Prismacolor pencils. Never use, really. I have all the Lumiance pencils. I kind of am using it. You can see it on the screen now. Kind of got called out on that one. But I rarely use it. I have other pencils I rarely use. Just a waste of money. Okay, I need to figure out what this means. What this mean? Okay, so it doesn't really mean much. Not again. No, I'm sorry. You deja vu. You don't want deja vu. Okay. Okay, it looks like what you're saying wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It doesn't mean I want you to spam the word until forever. Slice tool, waste. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so hot in my room. It gets any hotter, I have to move to the surface of the sun to cool down. That's how hot it is in this room. And oh, I'm using another Lumiance pencil. Obviously, it's maroon. It's like a bit of a dark reddy brown color. Perfect to use because that's the actual color I need. And it will save me a lot of time if I use that. Instead of just like sitting there and trying to build up the color. That's one mistake I made when I first started drawing, is in order to create a particular color, what I would do is I would try and blend multiple pencils together to achieve that color. Now that's nice and all, but you don't want to do it that way. What you want to do is you want to pick the pencil that has the closest color to the one that's in the reference that you want to create. That saves you time. And it's called being smart. Something I'm not very good at. We're getting there. We're getting there in this drawing. My voice feels wrecked. Okay, we'll get rid of that. And so what I'm going to do is I just keep going and I keep going and I build up those dark. I mainly focus on the dark areas. Focusing on the light areas, because if you focus on the light areas, it's kind of weird. It looks off. You want to get the dark areas of the skin tones close to what you want in the reference. Then you start building up the lighter areas. That's how I work, but you know, maybe you guys have a different method that's probably better. Probably. This is the way it is. It's late here. I'll catch the entire video in the morning. Thank you for uploading new videos. I've been watching your channel for a few years. Have a great day. Thank you, Tina. Have a good one. I'll see you when I see you. And thank you for stopping by. I'm still building up the tones. Got to get those tones built up. Oh, yeah, and thanks, Tina, for sharing your insights and that. That was very helpful. Yeah, so that top area up there is going to go a lot darker. And I'm using the point of the pencil to fill in those little gaps manually. I probably should just use a blender stump to smooth it out. That'll just be easier. But clearly I don't want to do that. And I just keep manually filling in those gaps, of course. How many hours a day and how often did you draw when first starting out to get to your level? I drew probably, on average, I draw about 45 minutes per and then have a break. But if you means, there was a time where I used to draw 5 to 6 hours a day. Not anymore. Because my eyeballs got absolutely destroyed by constantly drawing all the time because I'm looking so close to the table. My eyeballs just couldn't take it. The constant strain on my eyeballs. So yeah, 5 to 6 hours at first when I first started drawing. But yeah, it varies depending on the actual reference and the photo and what section I'm working on, or if I'm feeling particularly inspired that day, I might go for like 12 hours. But it took a while. I sucked at drawing at first, especially in color pencil. Couldn't do it. Didn't know how to do skin tones. I thought I just didn't have what it took to do it. But at the moment now, I draw on average about 45 minutes per sitting. So I'll sit down, draw for 45 minutes, and then go. And then come back another 45 minutes. That works for me. Paint leaves texture. Yeah, it does. Yes, absolutely. Oh, wait. Unless I missed the... how many hours? I love what you do, and by God, keep it up. If you want to speed up a commission, you should try using an airbrush to layer down the underpainting, ink, and acrylic. Oh, yep. I know, yeah. I do need to speed up my drawing times in order to get it done within a reasonable lifespan. So I think that's something I might look into. Not might, I will. I will look into because I want to try and speed up the whole entire process. Thank you, Andre. It doesn't look great on the screen at the moment. You're probably thinking that. But it is just the underpainting in a way. You know? That's what we're doing. It's just doing a little... We're not trying to get a smooth layer. We're just sort of getting the underpainting in. Getting the structure there. So we can build off that structure. Never heard of that technique, Angel Wings. Great base color. Then skin tones on top. Green. Oh, green based. You're talking about complementary colors, I think. That would probably speed up my drawing because when you put the green down and then you go over on top with the reds, because I believe, if this is correct, Angel Wing, green complementary color is like the reds, which are skin tones. So when you layer red on top of green, it desaturates the color and darkens it, I believe. And it actually speeds up the process and it can look incredible. But I haven't really actually tried that. Maybe I should. I believe there's another YouTuber that does it quite often. Do you use it? I'm going to take a break. My voice is destroyed. Maybe I'll come back. So when you post real-time drawing videos, please mention the colors or pencil if you're using a single corner. It will give us more understanding about layering. You want to know what kind of pencils I use? Okay, yeah, I could do that. Why not? Yeah. I don't think knowing the color will help, per se. See, when I'm layering, I'm not focusing really on the color. So let's say I'm working on this area right there, that light area. When I'm working on it, I'm not thinking about getting the right color. I pick the closest color pencil I have to match the reference tone color that I need to achieve. But my main aim is to get the correct tonal value, which basically means darkness or lightness. Getting the correct lightness or darkness. And so essentially what I'm doing and what you're seeing happening right now on the screen is me trying to achieve the correct darkness lightness. I'm comparing the skin tone relative to the blackness of the pupil, relative to the blackness of the pupil on the reference as well, and seeing how much more layering the area needs, how dark it needs to go, because it's going to take quite a while to build this up. Because I believe just the side of the bags, you know, the bags that you see on the thing on the right bottom hand corner, that area needs to go something like 4. Consider it a tonal value of about, right now, as what I've done right now, is probably a tonal value of 3, 2. I want to achieve a tonal value of 6. So I'm going to keep layering until it gets to close to a 6 in terms of darkness. Colors don't matter as much as people think. They really don't matter. But if you pick the closest color relative to the area you're working on, you will eventually achieve the right color simply by the virtue and the fact that you're trying to achieve the right tone. Because tone and colors are related. You adjust one, you adjust the other. Because by achieving the right tone, inevitably, I achieve the right color. Okay, I'm going to take a break. My voice hurts and I've got a headache. I'll be back in like very soon. Don't panic. I'll be back soon. Oh, I'm back. I said only a second, but I was gone for like 30 years. My butt is itchy. Oh, thank you for telling me that one. You'll always be the best painter for me. Thank you, Ismail. Yeah, that's the YouTuber I was thinking of. Yeah, looks incredible. Thanks, Angel Wings, for letting me know. I'm back. Call a friend. Okay. I might have to end this stream soon. Now we're going in and blending all the paper pencils. You can see the difference between, as I'm blending it, you can see how it's going very blurry. That's great. Obviously, that's what you want. It was sarcasm. It was very sarcasm. Or if you meant why I'm leaving. Do you want to get blocked again? Who hurt you? Tell me. Who hurt you? Why are you like this? I just want to stream. I'm not really. I'm not really bothered by your comments. I'm only joking. I'm not gonna leave because of that comment. No, I'm getting tired. My voice is dead. I can't think. My brain doesn't work anymore. Or it never really worked. So saying it's not working anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do the same thing your dad did. I'm joking. I'm sorry. Thanks, though, for joining the stream, even though I timed you out for a couple minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I might have no choice. If I find him, I'll let you know. When I started this drawing, I didn't have a beard. That's how long I've been doing it. No, you don't want me to find your father? Okay. I won't. Where's my... Oh, okay, there it is. When it comes to drawing, slow and steady wins away. Wins the race. English. I don't know why I suck at speaking English. It's my only language. It just makes no sense. So the only bit of green. Mixing the green with the browns. Bit of a rebel there. Mixing things up. Bit of brown. Got to get those dark tones in there. I was a little bit too light. So sort of kind of speeding along. Start contouring the face. Okay. I'm going to order some food. You know what? Time to order some food. I don't think you guys actually care. But I am going to order some food. And that will be great. I'm hungry. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can monologue much longer. My commentary is just getting worse and worse. Because there's not really much I can add to the dialogue of what I'm doing. So if you have any questions, just ask. If not, I'm just gonna meander with my conversations. Oh, okay. I think McDonald's is going to be fun. Bit of orange. Why not? Mix it up. Oh, God. You know, I use the Uber Eats app. Rarely does the driver ever end up on my street. For some stupid reason, the Uber Eats app directs people to the other side of the block. Basically, in a different postcode. Takes my food to a different postcode. Never has my driver ever arrived to my front door on the first try. Because I have to intervene and be like, you're going down the wrong street. I don't live there. I live one postcode over. And there have been times they've just dropped my food off at someone else's front door. And I was like, $300 worth of stuff. I'm like, well, there goes that. Same issue with DoorDash. They all got me marked in some random location where nobody lives. It's just a scam. That's what I'm thinking. So I have to watch the app to make sure they deliver to me. My food usually shows up cold, so that's fun. Love spending money on cold food. On average, how many hours do you do on a portrait like this? Could be anywhere between 30 to 260 hours, but on average, currently I'm spending about 120 hours per portrait, average. I could make that quicker, or I can make it slower. Why did you order, bro? Because I'm hungry. I live for Uber Eats. My whole entire bank account gets drained straight into the Uber Eats app. Have you ever thought of selling full time-lapse videos of your drawing start to finish? I bet a lot would buy it. Never thought of it. Never thought of it. I don't know if anyone would actually buy it though. It's a joy watching you at your craft. I'm painting as well. Do you feel you need to speak? You don't feel you need to speak. We are enjoying this. I feel like there's a subtle roasting in there. You feel you don't. We are enjoying this. Other words, don't talk because it's more enjoyable. I'm not hurt. I'm kidding. I don't care. I feel like I need to keep talking because I don't know, I've got nothing else to do. uh, Now I've stopped talking. That's a good pencil I'm using there, the Lumiance. That's a very nice color pencil. That's actually very good. I probably should have used that early on. And I start heavily using it from this point on because it's a wax-based pencil, easy to blend. Do I have any other favorite? Not ones I can think of. I don't really go for favorites. I'm not that kind of person. I'm more like, oh, that's a nice painting. I like what you did there, but that's about it. Bro, what you order? I don't believe you think you order nuke. I didn't order a nuke. I don't think they would deliver it. Hi, you mentioned color theory, and I know someone who knows the answer to what colors to add to other colors to fix the mistakes. Is currently counting blues shift continue. Do what makes you happy, but this is educational for some. Thank you for the kind compliment. I believe you ordered the wrong thing. You don't know what I ordered. Lies and propaganda you're spreading. You don't know what I ordered on the Uber ads. Unless you're like hacking me right now. What did you order? How could you say you don't know what I? You think I ordered the wrong thing and then ask me what I ordered. I had to pay your mum off. I'll leave a message later. I know what the colors are exactly. Okay, thank you, Angel Winks. I don't really count colors. I don't really count, so on about average when I'm working on doing the underlay of the color of the skin tone, which is what I'm doing now. I mean, let me think. Let me think. How many pencils do I use? Let's just talk about skin tones, okay? How many pencils would I use on skin tones? Different colors. It could be up to 12 to 8, between 8 to 12. You can ask me something, but I have a feeling. Go for it. Why not? Go for it. It's free. An average hyper-realistic skin taupe. That's not enough. Okay, I'm not sure what you meant by that, but, well, okay, let's order that. Place that. That pencil I'm currently using is exceptionally cool. I should have used it from the start. You know how many hours that could have saved? But no, that would be smart. And Neeyellow isn't smart. How we know that? Because I have a YouTube channel. Anybody who's smart wouldn't use it. What are those 12 colors? Depends on the skin tones you're working on. Usually browns, reds. Make sure the pencils are desaturated. You don't want highly saturated pencils unless your particular skin tone you're working on has high saturation in it. So it's very difficult to say what pencils. There isn't a recipe. I can understand why you probably think that, because I thought the same thing when I was drawing. I thought there was a recipe, and if I learnt those recipe of 12 pencils, then I can create any skin tones. But predominantly, it's usually cinnamon color pencil, like a reddish, desaturated, light value pencils with some browns. That's usually what skin tones are. The colors you're seeing on the screen are the ones I predominantly use in various quantities depending on the skin palette. You need like over 100 colors to get the right skin tone. Lies and propaganda. Lies. Do you use expensive pencils? Are they worth it? Not if they're going to make you homeless, but they are quite expensive and I don't like that about them. The only thing that's good about them is the pigments in the pencils are great. They are consistent, so there's no like chunks in the pencil, and they're light fast, which means they can last for hundreds of years before they fade. I'm not sure. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try and do a portrait with cheap color pencils and compare it. Because I don't know if it's really worth it. The only thing I think they're worth is because they don't fade when exposed to UV. That's good. Donald Duck, thank you for your insight. Well, oh my god. Did kindergarten let you out? Did you just recently get let out? It's called the blur color buffer method. Looks like the works best artist on earth. Oh, nice. Thank you for sharing. Donald Duck. I said that like years ago. Probably. I'm currently in this drawing you're seeing. I'm using Lumiance pencils. Occasionally, I will use Prismacolor pencils, but I make sure the Prismacolor pencil is light fast, which means it won't fade over being exposed to the sun. But the reason I use the Prismacolors is because they have pencil colors in there that the Polychromos doesn't have, and the Lumiance doesn't have, because Lumiance has a limited number of colors, which is like absolutely annoying. Prismacolor, ha, told you I am true fan. You are a true fan, of course. Okay, time to order actual food. How long do I have left on this stream? Not long. Not long. Okay, let's get some burgers. I'm going straight to McDonald's. Why not? Who needs a waistline? Large double burger cheese meal. Oh yeah, large fries. Oh, I can feel the cholesterol. My blood is basically cholesterol at this point. Sparkling water. Basically a scam, but I'll get it anyway. Can't have a McDonald's meal without an apple pie. Anyone who says you can is a liar. Apple pies are absolutely amazing, but they're usually hotter than the surface of the sun. I hate that when you bite into an apple pie at McDonald's. It burns your mouth out. Oh, yeah, you can notice I'm starting to use the Lumiance pencils more. Why we should use less saturated color in skins? Because people's skins aren't usually saturated unless they're artificially saturated. Have a look at a person. First of all, you need to know what saturation is. No saturation. It's like the difference between a pink pencil and a red pencil. A pink one is like a desaturated red. It's like taking the bright red and turning it down, you get pink. It's close enough. Maybe someone will tell me if I'm wrong. But so, if you do a highly saturated skin tone, first of all, it's going to look fake. Because people's skins don't look like they're tomatoes. Because if you use full-on red, people look like they're tomatoes. That doesn't work. So what you'll do, if you use red, you usually use it gently, and you'll mix it with white pencil or other something like that, and you get like a pinkish color, which is what you normally see on people. Does that make sense? High saturation looks fake. Unless there's artificial lighting on the person, or they got, they're like blushing and they look like a tomato. But yeah, you got to turn the saturation down. That's what I learned early on. I don't really focus on that sort of stuff. I always tone it down. Like that red in this drawing, you see the red and the pink in the skin? That is... Well, I've used full saturated red pencils, yet you can see it looks like pink. That's because I'm not pressing hard, and that's why I'm not going full on saturated. I mean, have you ever seen a person that looks redder than a tomato? It looks weird. Add red, violet to yellow to red, orange to blue to red to green. If that didn't make sense, what I just said, not surprising, just let me know and I'll re-elucidate what I meant. He wrote, yeah. Are you even following the conversation? Oh yeah, thanks Angel Wings, yes. You don't really need to know much about color theory to create skin tones. You just look at your drawing and see, oh, that doesn't look right. It looks like it needs a bit of purple. Oh, I'm looking at this area. It looks a bit more yellowish. It looks like it's got yellow here. So you add a bit of yellow. Or you look at this area and it looks warmer, but it doesn't look right. So what you do is you add a bit of red, but you're very gentle. That's what you do. That's what I do. I don't really need to know color theory at all. See, what I'm doing is this area I'm about to layer in is I look at it and I can see the color I'm layering in now. I can see that color in the reference. And so I add a little gentle amount, very gentle. I'm glad that makes sense. Sometimes I think I speak a different language. I just, like, my grammar and speaking ability is, like, off. I need more water. Oh, I haven't even ordered my meal. Let's order my meal. Get it here before Christmas. Gotta get my num-nums. I've been great. Thank you for asking. How are you? I've seen someone redder than a inside of a watermelon. Well, if they were that red, I assume they're not alive. Because the only thing that was that red is blood. Which is a weird thing to say, but it is true. I have never seen a person that red unless they painted themselves that red. You're a liar. You false propaganda. If you ever use Photoshop, there's a tool that allows you to turn down the saturation of a color. Try that and have a look at it. Pick a red color and turn the saturation down. Watch it go from red to pink. That's what happens when... See, I'm adding a bit of red in there. That's to bring a bit of warmth to it. The brown by itself just didn't do it. But see, that pencil's highly saturated. Yet I only added a very light red in. And it's looking pinkish now with the brown. See? Once I need to go to... I need to fill up my water bottle. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm back. Like a rat. Have I ever tried noodles? I have tried noodles. I've tried them. Yes, I have. Okay, I'm going to check my order, see if it's on its way. Track. Okay, they should be here soon. Oh my god. I need to keep an eye out because usually they struggle to find my house, as I brought up before, because apparently that's too much to ask for, to be able to actually end up at my front door instead of a different continent. So I have to keep an eye on my Uber apps. I'm still here, just doing something quickly. No. I'm back. I have really been struggling to keep the drawing perfectly saturated while coloring. I layer up and they get too saturated. Is it just a color pencil or a talent issue? I just think it's you might be using too much of a pencil. Like if it's getting too saturated, it might mean you're using too much of the pencil, layering it down. And so if you get into that area, maybe let's say you're using red and it's getting too reddish, then maybe instead of using red, try and use pink. So essentially what I'm telling you is use a color pencil that matches the color you're trying to achieve. Now, another way to desaturate a color is using the complement color. So if you're using orange, let's say for some reason the person's orange and you're putting orange down, you want to desaturate that orange, use green. I know it sounds weird, but green and orange are complementary, and when you layer them, it turns to gray, like it desaturates the color. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Let me double check that in case I'm lying. I don't know much about color theory. Yep, I'm right. I'm a genius. I knew it. Complementary colors are colors that face each other on the color wheel, and when mixed, the two complementary colors reduce each other's saturation towards gray. In other words, they desaturate each other. So use the complementary colors. That could help as well. Or use a lighter pressure. Pick a pencil with the closest high saturation that you want to achieve. So let's say you want a bright green. Look for a pencil that you have that is a bright green. It's very difficult to achieve a bright color if you don't have that color, because I don't think you can mix colors in a way to like force the brightness to happen. You can ask me something, go for it. Wonder if you want a darker black pencil than a Prismacolor. That's a good question. I've been thinking about that myself. Well, you could add a bit of blue into the black. That sounds weird, but blue is a cold color. When you mix it with black, it can give, I've done it before, it can make the black appear even blacker. One sec. Okay. Again, the Uber Eats driver is being led to a completely different location. There's a high probability I won't see that order. Let's hopefully you do, because it costs money to get. It's not even close to my house. The color buffer method that I mentioned earlier is for airbrushing because there is a blue shift when the white turns into blue on top of the black or grey. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know, Angel Wings. Okay, let's go toward I don't know how people stream for more than like 2 hours. That is just an absolute ludicrous amount of energy required. Oh, I'm darkening up the area, as you can see. I'm going to make sure those areas match the tonal value that the areas on the reference have. So that's a black pencil there. Usually white areas tend to, to me, light areas in my drawing tend to look like they're coming towards me, while black dark areas tend to recede, like they're receding away. Oh yeah, you're talking about an actual physically darker pencil. I don't know. I don't know of any darker pencils than the Prismacolor Black. I think the Polychromos Black pencil is very dark, like very very dark. See the pupil of the drawing that was done with Polychromos pencils. I think it's pretty dark. You guys can hear me drinking water in the background. Great ASMR. Mm. 3 hours. I've been streaming for over 3 hours. What a legend I am. Okay. What the hell is this? That person's supposed to be dropping off my item. But they are literally driving across the other side of town. That is like the complete antithesis of the direction of my house. Well, I won't see them until next year. That's great. It was supposed to be 3 minutes away. Oh, wait, no, actually, they did a... Oh, I'm an idiot. They did a... No, wait. They're completely parked. It says they're 1 minute away, but they've been 1 minute away for like 40 years. I find adding neon color pencils to the top of the ordinary pencils, it adds vibrancy, intensity to the original color. Nice insight, thank you. How do you get the white in the drawing, like the hair and the beard? Is it a white gel pen? It's just the white of the paper. In contrast to the dark tones I'm laying down, makes the white pop out more. So you can see the white of the reflection of the eyes. That's just the paper popping through. You can add gel pencil on top, really. Ooh, one second, I'm going to watch something just in case. And they went down the wrong street. My order is going down the wrong street. Oh, great. And I can't message them. You're kidding. That's... No. I honestly, I can't message them. They're on the wrong street. Why is it every time I order food, they don't know how to read a map? Well, I won't see that one, so I'll call that a loss. Hopefully, and they're getting directed to the wrong location as well. You guys are probably very confused. I ordered Uber Eats stuff through that, and apparently they don't know how to find my house. She's in the wrong location. I don't even know how to fix that because I can't message her to tell her she's in the wrong location. Send a message. Hopefully that gets through. Hi, Yee. How's it going? Okay, that's perfect. Now the other person, they're probably going down the wrong street as well. No, they're just sitting there. Perfect little execution of nothing. And they figured it out. Thank God. Do you still remember? I remember you, Yi. I spoke to you like an hour ago. My memory isn't that short. I remember you. How you been since then? Okay, my food should be here soon, and I'll probably can stop talking whilst I have that. If you got any questions about the drawing, just ask. If not, if you just want to watch it or block my sound, which I think some of you guys are doing, just put me a block so you don't have to hear my voice. I ate food. Oh, nice job. Good job. I'm having fun monologuing for like 3 hours over a drawing. It's fun. Yes, that's on its way. And this one is on its way. Okay, two of my Uber Eats deliveries are about to show up at the same time. So that's gonna be awkward. Oh wait, no, I lied. That one's still sitting. That person's been 1 minute away from my house for 40 years. Wait, no, they're moving now. And they're on the other side of the block again. Nice. That's what we like to see. Do you think 3 inches is enough in pencil length? Oh my god, Yi. I don't think you were. Thank you for the clarification. You probably need a pencil extender. Yi, you like Georgie, hi. How are ya? Um, okay, I'm gonna be back in 2 milliseconds. Don't count. I'll be back. Don't riot in the chat. Actually, my audio is really high right now. Why is it peaking? I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. Get hi Neeyellow. Hi. You're using black pencil for shading. Yes, I do, but usually in combination with other pencils. Black by itself can look very weird and ugly. So you usually mix it with other pencils like reds and blues, depending on the particular area you're working on. How did I make the color of the grey blue of the eyes so smooth that I cannot even see the texture of the paper? Well, what I did is I sharpened my pencil to a point and manually, as I've layered and layered and layered, I've used the sharpness of the pencil to fill in the gaps of the white paper poking through, and I've used a blendy stump and just did that over and over and over until it's smoothed out. Anyway, it's been great. It's been great. I've got to go. I will now permanently go. I'll leave and I'm going to end the stream. I know you guys will be absolutely devastated, but I got to go. Bye.